Welcome to the Effects Loop. I'm Diaz.
I'm Ryan.
And we're keeping you in the loop of the guitar community. This episode is brought to you by Stringjoy. We've talked about them every other week for quite a while now. Go check them out. Go to stringjoy.com. They make amazing strings. The coolest thing about them that I think is you can get specific gauges, half gauges, crazy things, whatever your heart desires. I don't think you could trip up on anything. I saw them actually do a guitar string. I forgot what size it was, but it looked like it was almost like the wire you see running down electric poles or telephone lines. The thing was thick, and they make it in the house. I mean, a lot of the string people just rebrand stuff and send it out, but these guys are making it in house for you.
There was a defunct company that did that. I don't know if I'm allowed to say their name, but I think probably people know who I'm talking about.
I feel like they're the company that no one talks about. Like we all know, but we don't talk about it.
Yeah. And it's kind of sad. That happened, and I hate that for people. I don't know,
Welcome to the depression episode, where we just talk about sad things that happen. We're
gonna talk about sad things that happen,
and this is when my
we're gonna talk about how unfortunate it is and how that's not like you're not supposed to treat people that way. Yeah. You're supposed to be better than that.
Be good, be better, people. Like Ellen says, be kind to one
another. We should be just happy and just be thankful and try to just do better and whatever. All right. Well, okay. This is totally.
Oh, that new voice you guys are hearing. That's Ryan from Yellowcake Pedals.
Who?
Yeah. the guys who make he makes really cool pedals. I actually just got the Fried Gold a few weeks ago. And that thing is nice. I was really kind of surprised of how low gain it will actually get, and it was very clear sounding. And I guess I think it's because whenever I played it, I was at Summer NAMM, and it's impossible to hear stuff there. But it had a really great sound. I threw it on my board this past week for church, and it was phenomenal. I like throwing it in front of something that already has gain in it. It just pushes it to the next limit.
I like it's definitely got it's more of a I like the subtle. It's got a clarity to it. It doesn't get muddied up or whatever. However, whatever place your own personal terminology in that sentence.
Say the word that everyone's thinking about.
Oh gosh, are we gonna say transparency?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh God, I hate that. I do really hate it.
You know what? Honestly,
actually, if I did put it in the description on the website, then I probably should take that part down because I don't really like using the word transparency or transparent.
Did you use it?
I hope not. I can't remember.
I feel like you're gonna start checking.
Yeah, I'm gonna get totally called out now for that. You put transparent. It's like, yes, I probably did. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Like in retrospect, I just. No.
It's those buzzwords that everyone has to use.
Right. And to me, it's all subjective.
It really helps you cut through the mix, but it's very transparent. It's so transparent, you can't hear it, but without it, my tone wouldn't be the same.
Oh my God. It's been just devastating.
That's totally
devastating with it not there. I always likened it to like a garage rock type sound. And I know I've probably said this before that like, I threw a nice clean tube amp, and then you just kind of kick that on, and it just gives you a little bit of extra, like blowing out your speakers a tad. It kind of just reminds me kind of like the Hives a bit, and that's kind of where kind of the inspiration for that drew from, and then other people's interpretation and take on it was, is always, I always leave that up open to interpretation. I explain it. I say it's this, that, your thing, or this is what I hear, and then whatever people say after that, whether it be good, bad, or indifferent, is kind of like on them.
Yeah.
Or just whatever.
Well, even then, it's like two people's definition of what sounds good are totally different.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's some people who just like a certain sound, and there's other people, whenever you hear it, you're like, what is wrong with you? Like, that's like one of the weird sounds that I like, is I really have always loved the Beatles guitar sound towards some of the later albums.
Yeah.
Like on the White Album, stuff like that, that just has this, like the straight into the console, overdriving it sound. And a lot of people don't like that. But, everyone can do their own thing.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the other thing too. It's just about like approaching something in your own way without always following by a specific formula. And when you start to do that after a while, everything starts to get tired. When you get tired out, and if you stop experimenting, then or trying something new, whether it works or not. Whether you well, I tried that and it didn't work. Okay, but you tried it.
Yeah. Well, and one of the weird things is we're in such a weird time for guitar with just how accessible things are on the internet, because everyone now, it seems like everyone's trying to sound like this certain person. And no, it seems like we've kind of lost the make our own sound thing. That's another thing. We're getting like really deep into the guitar world. We're gonna make people.
But hasn't there always been kind of like that kind of thing? I mean, like I remember, not to date myself, but in the late '80s, everybody wanted to sound like this, and everybody wanted to sound like that, and then in the '90s, everybody wanted to sound like this, and then, I mean.
But if people would really think about it, the people who make it big are the ones that everyone's trying to sound like. So sound like yourself, and then the rest will follow. That's your Zen moment of the week. Sit on it and think about it.
Be true to yourself first. Be true to yourself first, kids.
I feel like we've made 5 T-shirts. Like, we could be selling T-shirts with things we've said on this episode and be making crazy money. You know what? We'd sell.
You'll be making crazy money.
Yeah, crazy money. No, we'll sell it to the parents who will give it to their kids or the grandparents. They'll be like, Susie, I just saw this shirt and I thought that you needed it.
I thought you needed to. Like, you're a winner.
All right.
Believe in yourself.
So,
and I'm only saying that to be funny. I'm not trying to say that to down anything like that, or to not be supportive to children, because I'm a father too. So being supportive and encouraging is always important.
On this episode of The Effects Loop, Ryan hates kids.
Oh no, my God!
I'm kidding.
I know, that's awful.
All right, so we're gonna go to our What's New segment.
Oh my God! Why, this is our turn on this episode of
Yeah, this. Oh my gosh, we went from like therapeutic, helping people, to just we hate a whole age of people.
We just these kids. They just don't know.
If we just hate all the kids.
No, that's not true. Not at all.
Some of them.
Probably.
Statistically, we can't love all the kids. That's just not.
I can't love every child, but every child is important.
They are the future.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. And for well, gosh, I don't want to go down a dark path and talk about stuff that you see in the news, but that's just awful.
Yeah,
I hate it. So, anyways, let's talk about something more upbeat.
What's new? I didn't get. Usually, I get like a new pedal a week, and I like play it, but we're not going to do that this week because I got something cool. But it's one of those things. It's really weird when you get something that's like a utility, and you're really excited about it. I feel like that's getting more mature as a person, because I got a new cable. I got a new instrument cable from Runway Audio, and this thing.
Great. Well, as you get older, let's just start with the whole as you get older bit. I'm going to interview you now a little bit, huh?
Wait. You told me that you were doing the interview.
No. Yes. Okay, that's right. Anyways, how old are you exactly? Tell your listeners. Share, everybody.
Listen, I'm actually a lot younger than I look, because...
That's really funny, because I'm a lot older than I look.
Okay. I'm 30.
Oh, wow.
But the thing is what actually confuses people is I have 3 kids. One of them I helped make. The other 2 I just took over the payments on. So,
that's pretty funny. I just took over the payments on the other 2.
I adopted the other 2. They were my wives from a previous marriage, so I actually adopted them. My wife is a little bit older than me because, well,
that's how it works, baby.
Yeah.
How long have you guys been married?
Oh, did she put you up to this?
Absolutely.
We've been married 8 years.
Oh, wow. Nice.
So I got married actually
Yeah.
kind of young. I was 22. That's wow.
Yeah. I have three kids myself. And that's wow, they're just, I mean, you're a father,
Yeah, three kids.
Surfboard on a rainbow.
Well, that's why we have the same haircut.
Well, yeah, mine was out of necessity.
Oh, yeah. Mine's
I kind of had to. I had like a bald spot coming in the back, with the receding hairline, the constant showing up of gray hair. I looked awful, and I was like, well, let's just see. I can't look any worse if I shave my head, and it just kind of stuck.
See, but you do the close. You do the bicket. I do the no guard. So I keep.
No, I go super close because if I don't, then it looks like I got into a damn snowball fight, honestly, because of all the white patches that I have all over my face. I look just god awful.
Yeah. No.
Like if I don't shave after a couple days at a NAMM show, like at Summer NAMM, then you're gonna be like, it just has gotten progressively worse in the last couple of years.
Are you going to be at Summer NAMM this year?
I am.
Yeah.
And I have to make sure I'm definitely well shaved, so they're just like, well, granddad,
I'm just
show
gonna
us your petals.
I'm gonna just come up every day and take a picture really close of your face and be like, see if we can catch it in the wild.
Oh yeah, so we're gonna, oh great, that's gonna happen. Then I'm gonna have to be. I think by Saturday I'll probably just won't even care. I'll just be like, no, I don't care. Do it.
Saturday you just walk in. You're like, give me the camera. I'll take the picture. I don't even.
Are you coming?
Oh yeah, I'm doing every day.
Now, are you driving back and forth?
No, we actually have a house that we've got an Airbnb. We've got Clifton Worley from the Clifton Worley Show is going to be staying with us.
Oh, he's a beaut. I love him.
He's an amazing guy, greatest guy. And let's see, Sean from Gun Street Wiring is staying with us.
I don't know him.
And then a gentleman named Corey from the Tone Mob group is going to be crashing with us. So I think we're actually shooting to get like one, maybe two more people to crash at our place, because we got a place that has like 6 beds. It's big enough for 9 people. It's huge.
When are you guys getting? Are you guys getting in Wednesday?
Yeah,
or Thursday?
We're getting in Wednesday actually.
Oh.
So we've got the house, I think Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night.
I might be needing to come up Tuesday night. I've got our place booked for Wednesday to Sunday, but I might need to come up Tuesday night. I'm not sure yet how that's going to work out, but I'd have to find a separate place, and I don't think the place that I'm staying at
has that date
available night. Just from some logistic point of planning stuff that's going on. We're doing a smaller booth this year. It's an 8x6.
Okay.
10x10 last year. I just felt like I had more real estate than I needed. And there's been, I spent a lot of budget money to build a new workshop and get all that sorted. And it just made more sense to do that,
Oh, yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, because your booth last year, it was a pretty decent sized booth for.
It was a 10x10. It was just too big, and I had some logistical problems that fell through last minute. The person who was supposed to help me run it, he got deathly ill, and I was like, well, you don't need to be coming up. He's Andy. He's going to be there with me this year, but he got deathly ill, and it's like, I have the flu. I was like, well, then I don't want you here. I don't want you passing that around to me or anybody else. So
That's
it was just kind of like,
it
was kind of more of a logistical nightmare than anything. And it's one of those things you go look back at it and you're like, I probably should have done that better, and I didn't.
Yeah. Well, no, this will be a fun year though. I'm pretty excited. It seems like I don't know. Summer NAMM's always the wild card of who's going to be there.
It is, and I haven't seen the preliminary show map, and I'm not sure who's going to be there and who's not.
Yeah,
JHS didn't do it last year.
Yeah, that was one of the weird ones.
Let me see. But the majority of everybody, Earthquaker hasn't done one in several years, but they just haven't needed to.
Yeah, but I think they're doing the thing where their pedals show up at like guitar booths or amp booths, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I hope that Grant from Big Ear is doing that big thing again.
The boutique pedal showdown or showcase showdown. Like there's Robert Keeley's out there trying guys.
It's like the old West. People got their
Yeah, no, the showcase, that's always one of my favorites.
And
Grant's just such a nice guy too. If he wasn't like, well, I'm glad they're based in Nashville now because they don't have an excuse to not go.
Right.
But he always puts on one heck of a booth. So he's done that for a few years now. It's been like what, 3 or 4 years, maybe.
I think the first year that I remember him doing it was 2017.
Okay.
He might have done it in 2016 when I was walking around, but I want to say that he had his own booth in 2016, and he was still in New York at that time.
I'm trying to think. Maybe he did have his own booth. Because I think 2016, I have to like get my year straight now. 2016, I only went on Public Day, but that's the year that I met Grant and Karen.
Yeah, he was there. He was there that year because I met him that year for the first time.
You know what? I think they did have their own booth that year.
Right.
Because I would hide out.
Or no, it was either that or he was at the Stomp Box. He was at the deli. One of those two things.
Yeah, I can't remember where, but yeah, because I would hide at his booth because I get really bad social anxiety sometimes. Like when I'm in large groups, I have to like go away for a while, and he was like, I mean, it's Grant who's just the sweetest guy ever. He was just like, yeah, come over here and hide. He's like, he showed me like the best hiding spots at Summer NAMM to get away from people. So
I have anxiety. I've battled that for quite a long time, and I think I'm always going to have it, but I just kind of deal with it better.
Yeah.
I think helping with the anxiety, which I still definitely have bouts of, and sometimes it can be in a definitely sensory overload at some of these shows where you feel like you're getting pulled in a bunch of different directions.
Oh yeah.
Being able to, and fortunate enough to meet enough people and everybody gets along so great in this community helps for me lessen that anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
And it just makes things a lot easier for me. Where like, you know, I probably get more anxiety in the grocery line at the grocery store because I'm like, good God, these people.
Well, and a lot of these groups and a lot of the builders who are usually in that area, if you want to call them boutique or small builders, they're not mass production. A lot of they've built a really good community, and it's almost like a family. And like it's really neat because like, you know, I started off as just being the guy who really loved guitars and loved doing this, and then, you know, I came and started doing the podcast, so now I get to go and I'm actually supposed to be quote unquote working while I'm there and getting content and everything. But it's really cool because everyone just kind of pulls you in and everyone gets along really well, and it's kind of like one of those things too where you could be like talking with somebody, you're like, yeah, no, I really would love to get like 5 minutes with Robert Keeley, and they're like, here, come on, let's go. And they just bring you over there, and Robert starts talking to you like you've known him for years.
Right.
And that's the cool thing that really helps with that.
And everybody's so receptive and so supportive of each other, and everybody is like freaking hilarious.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we all have our own brand of sense of humor. Like, even if we don't sit around and talk about like, let's just like put a group of us at a table and have us just, we don't even have to talk about gear. We'll just sit there and have some drinks and just start riffing and just, you know, just I don't know, just crazy.
Speaking of comedy, because one of the best like comedic moments of NAMM that I remember will still be you just screaming Larry, just Larry. I was like,
and I totally ripped off Impractical Jokers.
I know. Well, it got me to watch Impractical Jokers. I'm like, where is that from? You're like Impractical Jokers, and I looked it up, and I was like, this has got to be the funniest thing ever. And the fact that I think there was like a couple people who looked at you, and I think they knew what you were doing, and like that was
like, here he is.
That was hilarious. I was like, oh my gosh.
And I'm so not good at like interviews because like, I'm always bad at like, especially the Premier Guitar interview when they do the video, which I do always appreciate, and they're always great guys.
Well, they're
man,
like the
you want to talk about anxiety.
That's like Barbara Walters of the gear world, like interviewing you, because you're just like, they're just so well known, and everyone like just everyone knows Premier Guitar. Look at Rick.
Yeah, it's like it's like 60 minutes of freaking Nam.
Yeah.
It's like, well, who am I gonna get? Am I gonna get like, Mike Wallace, Morley Safer, good God.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's really cool. They're hilarious too. We were eating out at the taco place across the street, which if you've been to Summer Nam, you know the taco place across the street.
Oh yeah, Sexo Taco.
Is that what it's called? I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
Sounds good. But they were over there and we were talking about a certain person in the gear world who's notorious for trying to get sponsor deal or like trying to get endorsements. And
oh really?
Oh yeah. He sent them like his album to review, and when they were like politely saying like, you really don't want us to review this, he like got hateful with them. And it was insane.
Yeah, you have to tell me. You'll have to tell me off air.
I'll tell you off air.
I don't want to out anybody because I don't think that's cool, man.
No.
And I know you don't feel that way too. So.
Oh yeah. No. I'm not gonna out somebody, but yeah. No, I'll tell you off air. But okay, we're gonna move on really quick because this is why I told you I was scared not to have Chris because I get very distracted.
Well, here's the other thing too is that like I ramble on too, but I actually kind of. I like to.
I love nonsense. I love conversations that have no destination. Those are always fun.
Yeah, definitely. So let's just move along. Okay. I'm not sure. Are you a big Marvel guy? Did you see any of the Marvel movies?
I haven't seen Endgame yet, so I can't talk about it.
Okay. Well, hopefully you haven't let any of the spoilers get in or whatever.
No, I've done really good about ignoring them. One of my oldest son, he's seen it. And he like walks around with a smirk on his face like he holds my fate in his hand. And like
he does. He very much does. You better give him anything he wants from now until you see it.
I feel like he's gonna get a new.
Don't watch the new Spider-Man Far From Home trailer.
Okay.
Don't.
I won't.
It just dropped Monday, and it has. Just don't. Don't do it, Diaz.
I'm gonna have to go watch this really quick because if not, I won't be able to get on Facebook. I was wondering why my son was looking at new bass guitars, and it's because that's why he's going to use that. He's going to be like, buy me a bass, or you're finding out what happens in the movie.
Oh my God, that is so hurtful. That's hurtful.
He would do it. I know.
That's hurtful. How old is he?
16.
Oh geez, you're in for it.
16 and a bass player.
You were so screwed.
Oh yeah.
Is he like you're obviously they are with somebody else when you guys come to do these things and stuff, and with the Summer Nam stuff, is he like, I want to go? Has he gotten to that point yet? Where
he hasn't become a gear person really. So I bought a Line 6 M13 for like, I think I paid like $50 for it.
Yeah.
And I gave it to him, and I'm like, set it up, and because he plays at church with me, I'm like, set up some cool patches and bring it to church, and I told him, I was like, dude, throw a little bit of fuzz on some bass, it sounds amazing. And the whole time he was like, oh, I don't know, and he hasn't brought it to church once.
Right.
So he hasn't gotten into the gear world, so he really doesn't care about NAMM that much.
Yeah, when he does, boy, he's going to be burning you up for that.
Well, the good thing about the press pass.
Then he's going to throw it back in your face. Remember that time that I almost spoiled the movie for you, but I didn't? I did you a favor, so now it's time for you to return the favor.
Bring me to NAMM. I'll be like, dude, you have to work. You're the camera guy. That's it.
That's right. That's right. Hey, you got to if you want, you get your foot in the door.
That's it. Exactly. How to become a successful podcaster.
Right.
Go hang out with 60 Cycle Hum. No, I'm just kidding. David.
Yeah. He's Ryan's good.
Ryan and Steve have an amazing podcast. 60 Cycle Hum's the reason why I started listening to podcasts.
Yeah, and they are definitely notorious for like getting off topic too, which I find hilarious.
Oh yeah,
because I'm very much like that. Because I know I've done podcasts with Blake, and we'll just kind of start it. But he's very much more structured. He's like, all right, moving right along,
Yeah, Blake is a very structured person.
Is he going to be at Summer NAMM?
Blake, no, he's not.
I didn't think he just had another
mm-hmm.
boy.
He had another youngster. I'm not sure. But yeah, I don't think he's gonna be able to make it. But him and I might be doing something together for Summer NAMM, because we did Cardboard Blake one year,
Yep.
And I think we're gonna do something else. That, but I'm just gonna tease it at that because right now the details are still up in the air.
Yeah, I don't want you to spoil anything. Or especially if it's nothing set yet.
I'll drop this one hint. We're working on finding a good tattoo artist in Nashville. So if you can point me in that direction, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know of a good tattoo artist in Nashville.
Yeah, I think that's what Blake is trying to track down right now.
Oh, right on.
So that's
is you said Corey's is going to be there from the Tone Mob.
Yeah, he's in the group there. He's in quite a few gear groups. He doesn't seem like a serial killer, so that's pretty cool. He met the standards.
Well, that's always a bonus, isn't it?
Yeah, because we can't have two in one house.
No, yeah. Then it just turns into and then nothing gets done.
Have you seen Freddy vs. Jason? It was horrible. The same thing would happen at the house. It was bad.
Right. It's freaking awful.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, all right. So I'm gonna have you move along because we totally
pulling a Blake, and we move along. All right. So we got new gear that just got announced. So there's this item that came out called the Fat Bottom Brass Bar, which I don't like the name because it doesn't roll off the tongue, but it's interesting. It's a block that gets attached to the end of your Strat trim.
On the underside or on the top side?
On the top side. So it actually connects through the saddles. It's for the 6 saddle tremolo, and it actually the screws that you use to adjust your what's the word I'm looking for? I just had a total brain fart. Intonation. Your intonation screws, that's what it attaches to. So you put the screws through the brass bar, and it's supposed to help increase sustain because it's actually it touches the body of the guitar. So I guess, and I'm not a physics person, but it makes sense.
I suppose.
I mean, I think if someone puts one of these out, I want to see a video of them using the guitar beforehand. I'm playing an open E. This is how long it lasts. Okay, now I put it on. I'm playing an open E. This is how long it lasts, or something like that. But this is one of those weird things where I don't think it's snake oil, but I don't think it's the greatest thing to revolutionize guitar. But the problem is the price.
How much do they ask for?
It's $50, which is right at that price point where it's not too much, but it's just enough to think about it. You know what I mean? $50 is $50. That's taking my family out to eat one night or something like that. To kind of see if maybe this will help give me a little bit more sustain.
Right.
So I don't know. It's kind of in that weird spot. I don't think it's a horrible idea though. I think it's a pretty cool thing that, if it gets people to where they want with a sustain on their Strat, go for it, I guess.
Right. Or is it just for especially if you're not using a heavier wood? Because there are some Strats that have heavier woods that are a little bit more systemic and all that.
Well, and the one cool thing, so it does advertise that it gives you a place to rest your hand, which on a 6 saddle Fender tremolo system, if your saddles are lowered enough, it's actually quite uncomfortable. You have those little screws going in your hand, or you put pressure on it and it causes you to go out of pitch. So
right. Yeah, that's not a good thing.
Yeah, this is kind of cool. I don't know. It's just one of those weird middle of the road things.
Yeah, definitely. Because I'm really not a gadgety type guy.
Yeah, I think this falls under kind of like the String Butler. Have you seen that?
No, I have not. The String Butler. I'm probably the worst guy to talk to about what's new when it comes to stuff like that. But I'm
okay. So the String Butler actually goes on the headstock of Les Pauls or SGs, anything with that Gibson. Was it the open book headstock?
Right.
So because one of the things that people say affects tuning stability is the break right after the nut.
Right.
It causes that bind right there. So what this does is this attaches to your guitar. It's removable. It's not a permanent fixture, and it brings that up. It creates it where your strings actually go farther straight, and then has a sharper brake angle, but I think it has rolling pieces.
Mm-hmm.
So it's supposed to help with tuning stability, which is that's a common complaint on Gibsons. And
Yeah.
that's in like the 60, I think it's like the $75 range. But
Doesn't sound too bad.
I don't know. I feel like that's like a dad thing. Maybe that's it.
It's a dad thing?
Yeah, I think it's like kind of like a dad thing. Like, not saying that only dads would buy it, but that would be like the thing that a dad guitar player that like plays in the garage with like your Uncle Billy or whatever would be like, yeah, I totally got this for my guitar, helps tuning stability. You know what I mean? Like, becomes that.
Or a dad thing or a mom thing. I mean,
it might be a mom thing. Here you go, honey, to keep you in tune.
No, she would just be like, I got this. It could be a mom thing.
I found this. I went to Guitar Center and they said this is great for stockings.
Yeah. Of course. Of course. This is great for stockings. What does it do? I don't know. It looks good. Come on.
Yeah, it looks cool. Just buy it. That's Guitar Center. Just buy it.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to make stuff up.
We've got it. We know you want it. And after talking to our very well educated staff, you're just totally going to be completely educated and understanding of everything that's happening at this point in time.
I'm not 100% sure I actually do need it, but you're going to buy it anyways.
Right.
Okay.
There is a bit of that. I mean, there's also a lot of great pedals out there that are just super fun to get crazy and nuts with. Maybe is it something that I need? I don't know. But does it sound great? Yeah. So I'm gonna get it. You know what I mean?
You apparently have not seen my pedal collection. It's completely full of those things.
And that's fine. But there's so many things that you can experiment and find and explore and just lose yourself in a world of just sound, where I really don't feel like that's something that was really prevalent, 20 years ago, 25 years ago. There have just been so many.
Kind of like, I think it's kind of like the people who are doing like soundscapes. I guess that's what they call them, which I don't like that term, but like, yeah, people who just kind of like make noise and go crazy. That's always fun. I get kind of like when people get into the weird, what is it? Pedal boards of doom. Have you been in that group before? I know you don't do social media quite a bit.
Yeah. Well, I do. I'm on some of those groups. That's the thing. Is like I'm on a lot of those groups. I just don't really participate, which I'm not sure if that makes me look like a jackass or not.
No, you just creep in the background. You got to keep your thumb on the pulse.
I'll occasionally comment or something. It's not that like I just don't want to talk to anybody. I just don't have freaking time. I also need to like decompress in my own way. Or
I was talking with Chad Jennings from Jennings Guitars, and that was one of the things that he talked about was he doesn't like getting on Facebook that much because it's counterproductive. It not sometimes it is, but sometimes it's good to get on there because you do have to, in the, I guess the world we live in today, having a good online social media presence is really great for businesses.
Yes, it is.
Because that's where people live now. We live on Facebook, we live on Instagram, so it's good to be on there. But he also talked about how he doesn't like getting sucked in too much because when he's spending time on Facebook, he's not building guitars.
Well, and there's not only that, but just like there's some stuff I just don't have an opinion on. I mean, like I can't really say like, hey, well, you saw that and you like this and it's great. Okay, that's awesome.
Cool.
I might just, good for you. I mean, like I don't have an opinion. I'm definitely not going to be the type of person that's just going to be like, well, I didn't like it, but that's I didn't like it. And that's just me. It doesn't mean that it's bad. I mean, it's just one of those things. It's just like, well, it didn't really just hit me the right way.
We need you to have a sit down talk with a lot of guitar players on Facebook. Just be like, just because you didn't like it doesn't mean it's not. It doesn't mean it's bad. It just means that you don't like it.
Right. No, I'm sure some people even say it's like, nah, it just didn't really hit me, and then they just let it go from there, and they just drop it, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of those Facebook groups that I'm on are managed. First of all, managed really well.
Yeah.
And they kind of sort out and all the shit stirs that like to just start just arguments just for the sake of because they like to watch people just go crazy.
Yeah.
I think I know for sure, especially for Blake. He doesn't like tolerate anything.
Oh, dude, Blake is like, that man will drop that hammer so fast. You'll be like, no. And then my favorite thing that Blake does is after he bans someone, it's almost like he doesn't lecture the entire group, but he's just like, listen, this happened. It is not okay, and it will not happen anymore. I feel like everyone's just sitting there going, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Completely.
Absolutely. And I think, look, I mean, the whole idea of making the community a better place, even better, and making it even better than it is that, like, it's okay to have an opinion. It's okay to disagree. There's nothing wrong with that.
See, 60 cycle hum's really good. I'm a mod in there. So, like, okay. But a lot of times what we do is we just sit back and we just kind of let nature take its course.
Right.
And we let, we kind of just, like, let people, usually if someone makes, like, a really bad, it usually comes down to someone being sexist or something stupid like that. And
the other thing too is that, like, one thing that I do love about the forums, and I wish I had time to really be a part of, is that, like, they kind of omit all the political climate. They omit, unless there's something just truly god awful that happens that everybody's on board with, like, man, that sucks, or whatever. But, like, for the most part, all that kind of stuff is kind of like, because this is kind of like it's meant to be an escape from, like, our daily lives and stuff that we have to deal with it. That we just need to. I just want to talk about. I don't want to get on here and talk about gear, and I totally get it, man. I totally freaking get it, and that's totally fine. But just everybody, it's okay to disagree. Just be civil to each other.
Yeah. Every once in a while, I see a civil disagreement, and I'm just like, I just want to, like, run to wherever they are in the world and give them a high five and be like, "Great job, you guys did."
Or give them a hug.
Something. Give them some love.
Give them love.
Okay. All right. Now people are gonna be, like, scared. I don't think you can run up to someone and be like, "Take my love." They'll be like, "What is going on?"
Okay. I'm not enforcing my. Okay. Impressing my. Anyways, what was next on the list?
It was the Mad Professor Supreme. So Matt Schofield designed Overdrive pedal. Do you know who Matt Schofield is?
I don't. Okay,
I don't.
I'm really confused about the whole Mad Professor thing. They're based out of Europe somewhere, right?
I thought so.
Is that right?
I sometimes get. Well, that was the thing. I think, like, at some point they were like, are they in Denmark, or is that Barefoot I'm thinking of?
Yeah. It all starts to run together, and I don't want to be like, I also don't want to offend anybody, be like, no, dude, they're in blah, 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 blah. Well, sorry.
I hope that someone right now is, like, screaming at the top of their lungs because they know the answer. And
you're wrong. I know,
probably.
I'm more than likely wrong, and I'm happy to be wrong. I'm just like, if I'm wrong, yeah, I'm sorry.
All right, I'm looking it up because I feel like we should kind of know this, or someone.
I know Dr. No is based out of Europe.
Okay. They are in Finland.
Okay, great. So I was
because I found their address.
Kuja.
Wow. Yeah.
When I was building,
2002 is when they started. First products were made in 2002, and it's Mad Professor is like one of those brands that I think sometimes with just as many brands have popped up, people forget that they're one of the, not the first, because you got to think 80s, 90s, stuff like that, but towards the brands that are out right now. And Mad Professor was, like, kind of one of the first boutique brands up there. Early 2000s, it's like what, Full Town, Mad Professor. I know Analog Man was.
Quaker was just starting.
Yeah. So.
Way Huge was starting to come back under the Jim Dunlop umbrella. Klon was obviously, because they came out in the 90s.
Yeah.
Gosh.
But a lot of people forget that there's
been around at that point for a while doing mods, and he was really starting to gain steam at that point. And I'm sure I'm missing a plethora of others.
Oh yeah. Well,
one of my favorite pedals was the Deep Blue Delay from.
Did you see they have one that has a tap on it now? I don't know if you're big into tap delay.
They have a tap on it now and stuff. I mean, they've done a they've done a version 2 or they've done an expanded version of it. But
Yep.
the deep blue delay, that was a huge delay because there wasn't very many delays that were at that point from my recollection, doing that kind of just having that really crisp, clear delay sound. So I actually ended up doing, when I was starting to build pedals just for fun or just circuits, I did just for myself, made a deep blue delay clone. I love it. I think it's great.
They've got a lot of stuff. The Little Green Wonder, that's an overdrive pedal that's been a staple on a lot of people's delays. Or no, I mean not delays. You've been saying delay. A lot of people's boards.
The Little Green Wonder.
The Symbol was pretty popular.
The Symbol had come out. That's more recent, but that was a very
that was, let's see,
very popular pedal.
The Golden Cello was the one that I always popped up. That's a cool little pedal.
The one that was kind of like a brown box style crunch.
The Sweet Honey Overdrive, or the one. There was the one that was kind of like the Eddie Van Halen in a box, I think is.
Yeah. That one.
It's a distortion and reverb built in, sought after brown guitar sound of the late 70s, early 80s. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, and I mean, Boss and Digitech were just controlling the market for so long with a couple of outliers, and then people starting to figure out that they could just kind of just alter a few things and make it, their own. That's a big deal. That's great.
Yeah, this pedal, I mean, it's a dual channel overdrive. It's got a switch to change the. I think it's kind of a weird switch because it just changes the order.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think about changing the order of my drives would require a switch. I don't think I do it enough. But that's interesting. I mean, that's still pretty cool.
It could be more of like a studio type thing. Like the Furry and Fried was the same kind of thing, which was the Fried Gold and the Furry Burrito, and that was an effect order switcher. So you can see how they stack.
Yeah.
Differently, But yeah, I think an effect order switcher, whenever you're doing a dual independent drive, distortion, fuzz, whatever, is always helpful if you can do it. It's not required.
I think. Well, I don't know. Maybe I should start messing with it. But I mean, the big thing is like, let's see. Hold on. What was I going? I just had a total brain fart. You're gonna have to stay with me for 1 second.
I'm right here with you, baby. We're gonna get through this together.
I was reading, but yeah. So I'm looking at the Furried and Fried, and each switch is just independent, right? Those are the two independent.
Yeah.
So, but they've got a whole switch dedicated just to A and B, swapping this.
Yeah.
I just think that's kind of. I was like, wait, he didn't do that on the Furry and Fried. I don't think. It's like, 'cause that'd been really awkward, but
No, it was just they're two independently switchable, but then you have a toggle switch.
I like the toggle switch. No, toggle switch totally. I'm down for the toggle. I think I usually call them a flip flop, and
right.
I think that's cool. I just don't know about a foot switch dedicated towards it. But hey, what do I know?
Yeah, you could do that too. I mean, like if you're doing a smaller box, I mean, then if you got like two independent foot switches and then you add a foot switch to switch the order, that can get a little bit tight, I guess, depending on the size of the enclosure. And that can be a little bit like, how do I, and especially if you're using it in a live setting, then, some of that stuff is kind of like, you have it set a certain way for your own specific taste. And then when you're playing live, it's set and forget. And then, well, I know in this song I'm going to click here, and I know this song I'm going to click here, and whatever, blah, 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 blah.
I tweak too much stuff during a set.
Well,
I'm really
and that's
weird.
A lot of people do that. Some people do, some people don't. I mean, like you tweak a lot of people tweak during a set. They also don't have this huge extra hidden pedal board that's already got these other presets on it and stuff with a switching system to be able to fix that for them.
Yeah,
right?
I can't say much because I've got a Kemper with the remote, so I'm really weird because like I've got like a hybrid rig. I've got the remote plus pedals and then I've got that with my Kemper. So like I have different like settings, and then but whenever I'm playing, I want to tweak some of my pedals. Usually on like overdrives, I'll tweak the gain or the tone depending on what's going on. Now delays, I'll tweak whatever I can get my hands on that.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of great delays out there right now too. So I mean,
there's I think we're kind of coming towards the tail end of the flood of the delay market, because
delay and reverb market.
Yeah, the reverbs are still trickling, but yeah, delays, I don't know. There was just a time where it seemed like everyone was coming out with a new delay like every other week.
Yeah, there was, and I think that's just part of them. That's just part of the animal. I mean,
because right now we're going through a big overdrive, and there's been kind of like a fuzz resurgence too. And everyone's building fuzzes and overdrives right now.
Yeah,
and I wonder what's going to come next. I'm still hoping for like a crazy run on phasers or envelope filters.
Yeah. I like envelope filters.
Don't you like make something?
Well,
it's kind of.
It's not an envelope filter. I do have a new pedal coming out that I want to.
Oh.
I hope to release right before Summer NAMM, but it probably won't. It'll be announced definitely at Summer NAMM, if not just a little bit before. And I've done little teaser clips on Instagram and stuff. If you've been checking my Instagram, which obviously you haven't been. So, just kidding.
No. I'm trying to think. I swear I saw something.
Yeah, there was something. You saw it. I'm just giving you a hard time because I'm trying to.
I pay attention to you.
I pay attention to you, baby.
Yeah. Don't worry. I pay attention to you. Just don't tell my wife because she'll get mad.
She'll be like, okay, what's going on here? It's fine, honey. We've been married 8 years. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It's just gear porn and stuff.
Well, and so you've already got on the market. Is it Lida machine or Lida? How do you?
Lida machine. Yeah, the Lida machine.
Which isn't. That's a crazy beast in its own.
Yes, it is. Thank you for saying so, and I appreciate that. I feel like I don't want to sound so like egotistical. Like, yes, well, of course it is. No, I mean it's
because
lots of feedback from that.
I loved it at Summer NAMM, and once again, you're at Summer NAMM and you're trying to figure out up is down, left is right, but it has a really cool, and I think what it is the LFOs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is something that a lot of people steer away from, it seems.
Well, it's a voltage control filter. It's a resonant filter, and it's got not just one LFO, it's got two LFOs, and the second LFO you can switch on and off. Mm-hmm. And the depth knobs you can just, even if you just wanted to drown out one LFO completely and then just turn on an LFO, the second one, and switch that on, that's a lot of fun. I mean, I still find new settings with it when I play around. I'm like, oh, well, hey, and you can stagger the LFOs. That was the whole intent.
Okay. See, because it reminds me of one of my favorite pedals that I had. Blake Weiland actually owns it now. I gave it to him for Christmas. Pigtronics has an envelope phaser with LFO, and it has that same sort of feel. I mean, they don't sound exactly the same, but it has that same sort of cool, funky feel. And it's always for some reason, anytime I play with any sort of filter LFO pedal, I have to play Alanis Morissette, because there's one song that they start off with that kind of sound to it.
Is it One Hand in My Pocket?
Maybe
not. I don't know. I'm not. It's been a while since.
I'm actually gonna watch our interview from Summer NAMM last year, because I'm pretty sure I played it for that video. So. I'm pretty sure I did.
You might have. I don't.
Like I said, anytime I pick up a filter pedal with LFO, like I've got to like play that. So hold on, really quick though.
Yeah.
So what type of pedal are you developing again?
It's a. I might have. I don't want to.
You don't have to tell too much. We got just a nibble.
Well, I want to make sure that I haven't. If I've already said it before on Instagram, then it's okay for me to say it meow.
Meow.
That makes sense.
All right.
Everyone
pull up the Instagram.
Yes.
Let's see, new prototype.
Just want to make sure that I've.
Oh, you got a Your Mom V2 prototype?
I'm working on a Your Mom V2. It's just going to be basically just like update the artwork a bit and maybe add a little something. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah, it's a crazy new prototype. That's all you said on that video.
I might have said it live at one of the things. It's what it is.
Okay.
And I might as well just say it right now because there's no going back.
There's no.
It's a sample and hold.
Okay.
It's a sample and hold, but it's adjustable. It's a sample and hold with a glide knob to kind of just because sample and hold is just like those stair steps, random square waves.
Okay.
And where it bends the those edges a bit, and there's a linear and logarithmic, and a.
I don't know what you just said, but it sounded beautiful.
Right. Linear is just more of a linear is just like the typical sample and hold, and the logarithmic is more of like it's a softer waveform, softens the waveform a bit, and then, there's a 3-way toggle for like it's an up down of a slide up, essentially like a convex slope on the up and a concave slope on the downside of the wave, and then the middle would just be both of those active.
Well, Ryan,
this is kind of easy. But it's in a smaller enclosure.
Okay.
It's going to have a CV in and CV out with 1/8" jacks for the CV in and CV out because I just couldn't fit everything how I wanted it with 1/4 inch. So apologies in advance to anybody who is cursing me right now. And it's got a tap on it.
Well, you gotta have a tap.
I have it. I did my first tap tempo.
So how challenging was that? Because I've heard that like it can be quite a pain.
It wasn't bad. It's a really just basically bare bones tap. It's not. I'm didn't put any ratio knob on there or rotary on there or anything like that. It's just a simple tap. I don't really use it, but I mean, I kind of felt like it would just, as an afterthought, it would probably just be nice just to throw it in there just because, if that makes sense.
You're like, I'm putting tap tempo on every.
I don't mean that to be lazy.
No.
Sound like, oh, no. But no, just I thought, well, just kind of round it out a little bit. And yeah, just typical run your 9-volt. 9-volt only on this one.
Well, if you need someone to test it,
run out. I mean, I've done it many times. Run out the CV out into like the Lida machine, and it gets quite fun, quite crazy.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Or you don't even need to you don't have to. The CV out is basically like everything's in the chain, and the CV out on this prototype that will be named later. Into the Lida machine is just affecting the Lida machine only when the Lida machine is engaged, so you don't even really need to use the pedal itself engaged because it's already running that signal out. So it's kind of like trying to, just bridging into that whole synth type stuff. Adventure Audio is a perfect example. They have a couple of their pedals which are fantastic, and they're a great group of guys. Have CV outs on them and stuff to intermix and intermingle with synth modules and stuff like that, which is what the CV in on the Lida machine was, to just kind of help bridge that gap if you were so inclined to do that.
Do it. Yeah, like if you need someone to test it, I'm your guy. But let's move on.
Hint.
I don't think anyone's ever said no. I don't want to try out a prototype.
Hey, I'm going to send you a prototype. You want to try?
No. You know what, Ryan? I take it back. I don't want you to ever send me anything, even if I pay for it. Just hold on to it.
This is not at a point where I would probably send out a prototype anyways because I'm super close to going in production. So it's kind of like I just have to making one final change to the circuit board and want to make sure that it works right, and then we're hitting the ground running.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll be able to play with it at Summer NAMM. That's only what 2 months away.
Yeah, it's catching up.
Gosh.
Yeah, it'll definitely be ready then. The artwork is almost finished. Yeah, just kind of doing a bunch of other stuff.
Speaking of artwork, really quick, Fried Gold, is that the Ark of the Covenant on the front?
Yes,
okay.
Sort of, kind of.
Like I figured, like it looked like it at least referenced it.
It does reference it.
Okay. Is Indiana Jones going to come out and the Nazis are going to get their faces melted off? Because that would be a great reference too.
Well, possibly.
I haven't opened up the pedal yet, so we'll just leave it as a mystery. I'll just pretend.
You haven't opened up the pedal?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, everybody kind of knows about the inside of that pedal. I figured you did too. So that's
no,
why
I have no clue. Now you have to tell me. I don't know anything about the inside of this pedal.
I'm not saying nothing.
Should I open?
Wow, I thought you already knew because I was just kind of like, oh, surely he knows what's inside. So I was like, oh, I'm not gonna.
I don't know now, and I don't have a screwdriver near me.
Sorry. I guess that means you just have to, whatever. Then now there's probably somebody. It could be one person listening that hears this is yelling. It's like, oh my God, how does he not know? Or maybe everybody's like, what are they talking about? I don't know.
It's just making me upset. Like I'm supposed to be. That's our tagline, keeping you in the loop of the guitar community, and I don't know what's going on.
That's okay, because then we're keeping everybody in a loop together. It's like an adventure.
I found a screwdriver. Well, it's a flathead, but I can make it work.
It'll work as long as it's not too wide.
Okay. Okay. So Emerson Custom just announced they're putting out V2s of all their pedals.
Yes, they are. I saw that.
So I will say this much. I was a little disappointed just because they teased it as new pedals. I guess technically they're kind of new. But
is that what they did? I wasn't paying attention to that. I just heard that they had just re-released new artwork and new.
So they upgraded. The M drive now has looks like a tone knob.
Mm-hmm.
Which I always thought the Paramount was just the M drive with a tone knob, which apparently I guess I was wrong.
I don't know if that's true or not, to tell you the truth. It's similar. It has similar characteristics, I think, to the M drive, but I think it was different in certain aspects.
But I do like the artwork. I think that the artwork is a really nice upgrade. Oh, yeah. Snap. Okay, I just opened up the pedal. It's I did know this, but I didn't. It's a lightning bolt.
You just didn't. It didn't put.
It didn't click.
Yeah. I was thinking you knew it. I mean,
like
come on.
I remember that there was the pedal that had the lightning bolt, but it never. I'd have to learn to connect those things. So are all of your boards like
not all of them?
Okay, some of them.
Once I started doing things like the Lighted Machine, the Free and Fry. Actually, the Free Burrito never had anything special inside of it.
Okay.
And it was your mom has something special. The MK Ultra has something special. The Lighted Machine sort of has something special on the daughter board, but it's just kind of more like just me goofing off.
I always liked a lot of the companies have gotten really good. Well, I think it's always kind of been a thing, but like it just became really popular. Was always seen was written. The little special notes.
Right.
Those are always a lot of fun.
Beatronics does some crazy stuff with their boards too. I'm a bit jealous, honestly. I'm
trying to think. Electro Harmonics has some pretty funny stuff on some of theirs.
Yeah, I it's just one of those things. I was like, well, but I also didn't want to,
That's
do
different.
it as
That's totally different though. Having the board actually shaped like that is really cool.
Thank you. I wish I could do it with every pedal, but after a while, it's kind of like when you get the pedal down or done, and you're like, all right, I just don't have anything left in me to mess with this, and I kind of think that sound is much more important, especially on some of these more intricate circuits and stuff.
The only person who cares is some guy on a podcast somewhere. I couldn't imagine anyone like actually getting upset. So what? I mean, hey, if it saves you some of the hassle and headache, I say.
Well, no, it's just like at some point I'm just kind of like at some of them I'm kind of like, well, God, it would be great if I could figure this out to do this with this pedal or this one or whatever. And I was just like, ugh. I was like, you know what? I'm happy with the way it sounds at this point, and we'll just kind of go from there. If I can do it with maybe on a pedal that's got like a minimal parts count on it and stuff, then yeah. And if something and also if something pops in my head that inspires me, like, oh, I want to do, if not, then I'm not going to force anything. I guess that's probably the better explanation.
Yeah, if something like just kind of like organically happens, you're like, oh,
right.
Sweet. But if it doesn't, you're like, because then you're like, I think.
Then it's like you're trying to just do something.
Trying too hard. Like you're trying to be unique for the sake of being unique. You're not being unique just because that's what came out.
Right, and to me, that's just after a while, it's just kind of like I don't want to. It's like jumping the shark to a certain degree,
Yeah. Did you also see? Actually, it was just recently today. Emerson announced they're doing pedal boards.
Really?
Yes.
I had no idea.
So they're really cool pedal boards. They look like Creation pedal boards and Holy pedal boards had a baby. Mm-hmm. So it has the full metal body with wood siding, kind of like Creation did to avoid the C and D from Pedal Train.
Yeah.
But it has built-in handles at the top, or it's got built-in handles in the wood, like on the side, and then it's got these little cool places for patch bays on the front. And the weird thing, or the different thing is the way that the slots are set up on the top. There's a lot of smaller holes with kind of longer slots in between them. It looks like it'll be a nightmare for Velcro.
It could possibly.
It could be. They look rugged. That I'll say that for sure. This thing looks like it can take a beating. But they seem to be pretty good. The price, it's a little bit up there in compared to some of the people who are in the same category, but also Emerson always puts out really good quality stuff. And a lot of people would say, oh, people aren't going to pay $80 for just some caps and all this. And they kind of started a little sub-market of doing pre-wired kits. So,
well, they're pre-wired kits, from what I understand. I've never experienced them firsthand. They've always looked solid. They've got a great. I
did one
really
Emerson.
A great following, and they clearly do quality work. I mean, if they hadn't, one would venture to guess that they wouldn't be in business anymore. Obviously.
Yeah. I did a kit from them in a Telecaster. I did a five-way switch, or maybe it was a four-way switch. It was a four-way switch in a Telecaster, and it sounded great. Like I could hear a tonal difference. I mean, they make quality stuff, and
I believe it.
It's one of those brands that I'm not saying you're paying a premium, like you're just paying for a name, but you're paying for their quality, because they've always done. Seems like their attention to detail is really good, and they put out quality products. So, I think it all looks pretty cool. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens. The pedal board market there.
Pedal board market's kind of stiff right now.
Yeah,
like
there's competition. It seems like Creation's the big boy on the block when it comes to, besides like Pedal Train. Whenever you get into the wood siding and kind of into the boutique, which Creation's actually kind of gotten out of the boutique area because a lot of their stuff is kind of not slapped together in a bad way, but it's kind of, okay, well, we can put these ends on, and you can also buy the ends separate. So it's like, it's not meant to be easy for them. It's meant to be easy for you.
Right.
And so they've kind of just cornered the market there. I've seen a lot of pedal companies dip out, and it's
like, who's still building? There's Tone Snob pedal boards, there's Blackbird, there's Creation.
Blackbird, Creation. I think Bearded Boards, I haven't heard anything from them. I think they're out of the game.
I'm not sure. They still might be around.
They might be. I'd have to.
There's a couple others that I'm forgetting about that probably will pop up on my Instagram feed, and I'll be like, "Oh, I should have mentioned these guys."
Is West Coast pedal boards still?
Temple out of Canada.
Boards. Yeah, Temple Boards.
They're killing it too, but they're completely different animal.
Yeah, they're in their own little market of especially with the actual like the plates and everything. It's totally different. And
they're definitely unique in their own way, and that's great stuff. I mean, they were also really great guys. I met them briefly. I think it's Summer NAMM 2 years ago, or a year ago, and then the California, or maybe it was the California NAMM that I went for a short time in 2018. Really nice guys. I mean, the Copper Sound guys are really tight with them. They know them really well. They have a really good working relationship. So yeah, I don't know. Have you ever had Alex on your podcast from Copper Sound Pedals?
No, I haven't.
No, he's a beaut, man. He's just super dry humor, hilarious, just great guy all around. That whole group is a great group of people for sure.
Yeah, I need to try to connect with them at Summer NAMM.
Yeah. They're not. I don't know that they're going to have a booth. They may, or somebody. They may have a representative there.
I met them. I'm trying to think when I met them. I met them one year. I think it was the year they announced the Foxcatcher.
That might have been 2017.
Yeah, because I met them because they gave John Snyder from Creation a Foxcatcher.
Right.
And I think I was like there right about the time he got it.
Right. That sounds about right. Yeah, that was 2017. They didn't have a booth at Summer NAMM last year. They were there briefly just to kind of hang out for a little bit, and then they went on about their way. They did a really huge, fantastic looking booth at Winter NAMM this year in January. I wasn't there, but I saw pictures of it. It looked great. They look great. So apologies for the background noise. I'm outside smoking a cigarette.
I'm about to say someone is racing, and I think they won. It was the first one that went vroom really
No,
fast.
everybody's always racing in this town. They just love their loud mufflers.
We won't talk about that town. All right, so we're gonna. I think we've actually talked for quite a while now. So
yeah, we have.
We didn't really hit a topic, but there was one thing that was really cool in our group. We asked people to ask for our top fives of things. And we already. So when we did the interview at Summer NAMM, we did find out. I forgot who you voted for. Did you vote for Moe's or Qdoba?
It was Moe's, and
Moe's.
you gave me top 5 of places that I've never eaten before.
Okay.
I think Qdoba was one I hadn't been to in years, but that was like I was a different person back then.
I still haven't been to a Qdoba. I think I won't go just out of the pure principle of I think that's who Scott was rooting for. And it's like when your mom tells you to like, no, you're going to really like these green beans, but you just have it in your head that you're not going to like the green beans before you even eat them.
Right.
That's where I'm at with Qdoba. I'm not going to like them.
I feel like the best Mexican style restaurants are the mom and pops, the small chains, if they even are a chain, or just the standalone brick and mortar.
Oh yeah.
Those, if you can find them, man, those are great. There's a few in here in town that are really, really good. Sort of.
Yeah,
but
I've got like my top 5.
Compared to like certain places like in Nashville or whatever.
Yeah. All right, so let's do a top 5. Let's see. I've got a few. All right, top 5 beverages. We're gonna do a little like easy one, and then we'll go into a
top
hard
5
one.
Yes.
Yes, it can be adult beverages or sodas, whatever you choose. Any beverage.
Let's just do top 5. Let's do my top 5 beers for right now.
Okay, top 5 beers
that are ever changing. I still, and in no particular order, which I'm not sure if this really helps. First of all, I'm not good at this, but anyways, I'll just do my best. Go to pinch, definitely if I can get Soul. I don't know, it's nice and light and crisp. It's not too crazy.
Okay.
Fat Tire is a good one. Good People Pale Ale is a good one. Dos Equis Amber is a good one. Let's see. Fairhope Amber is another good one.
See, I feel I'm a horrible beer drinker because like my top 5 are like all Bud Light. So I'm not a huge beer drinker. Now I'll give you my top 5 favorite. So you did beer. It seems like you like beer.
Why don't you do mixed drinks if you drink? Do you drink?
I drink. I do. Well, I don't drink that often, but I do drink. I do enjoy a nice Scotch or bourbon every once in a while.
Okay, so do your top five Scotches and bourbons.
Number one. All right, so this is no particular order, but like I've got like my ones that, if I want like a really like relaxing evening, I got to go Gentleman Jack.
Okay.
I do enjoy. Knob Creek has a maple bourbon, which is really good because it's got like kind of a maple hint, but it's not like a liqueur.
Right.
You gotta go with just a really like a good Jack Daniel's Black Label.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think of a couple other. All right, I'm gonna mix up. I'm not even gonna go bourbon. I've got to go with my.
You can go Maker's Mark if you wanted to.
I do like a good Maker's Mark, and then I'm gonna end it with Everclear. It's not even a bourbon, but I'm gonna say that.
Oh my God! You're just like going out on a. You're going out on like a. This is like a blackout night. That's
Everclear was my drink for like 3 years. I used to drink Everclear and orange juice. I called it, instead of a screwdriver, it was a power drill.
That sounds more like an orange blackout. Is what it sounds like.
I think my wife has a couple stories about me with Everclear. I have to just take her word for it.
So basically, then we have to do like a drinking podcast. So, like we get her on, we just like basically embarrass you, talk about like your blackout experiences.
Okay, so we're gonna do an episode of the podcast at Summer NAMM. Me, you. We're gonna do like a truth or dare, and we're gonna take shots. We're just
okay. I don't do shots.
Oh, you don't do shots? Okay.
I can't do shots, man. At my age.
Okay. How about this? We'll do sips. I'll sip, you sip, and we'll just see how far we can go.
I'll sip a beer.
You'll sip a beer. I'll sip a mixed drink or something.
Right, because like I'll probably like in between questions I'll still be drinking the beer because I'm like, oh.
I mean, because you can't make the beer warm.
I was like, this is Summer NAMM. Well, great.
I'll tell you anything. What's going on?
You don't ask me anything. It's fine.
I'm pretty sure Josh Scott's in the corner staring at me. Like, no, that's a cutout of a tall Indian wooden guy. You're like, tell Josh to stop looking at me.
Tell him to stop looking at me.
He's looking at me.
The NAMM police. You're undercover NAMM police, aren't you, with the sound? Well, it's going to get a lot louder.
I actually have a bottle that can fit a whole wine bottle in it. I've thought about taking into NAMM and seeing how far I can go through the day before I'm just like not able to participate anymore.
There was one year, I think it was 2017 at Summer NAMM, I just started sneaking in my own beers in a cooler. Because the year before they had Dos Equis Amber, and I was like, well, I'm just going to get that.
Yeah.
And then that year they didn't have Dos Equis Amber, so I had to start peeling the labels off.
The prices are.
I only brought like 6 or 8, and just for a couple people that were booth mates and stuff. I was like, here, have a beer, you probably, and not have to pay $8.
Yeah.
And then
the prices weren't horrible, but they were not even close to great.
And now they have that little convenience store across the hall.
Yeah.
But they're like they're like watch you like a hawk. I was like, I can't get away with that. I guess I'll just have to succumb to the pressure and just like get myself a beer at the end of the show every day and just be okay with it and deal with it, which is fine.
We'll have to figure something out.
No, I don't want to get in trouble with people because I felt like I might have been pushing the envelope a little bit too much.
I might fit the wine bottle and see if I can have some fun. There's nothing.
It's not like I'm bringing a party ball into the place.
You're tapping the keg in the middle of the floor.
It's not like it's like welcome to the Yellowcake Pedals bar and sound or whatever. It's just I'm not trying to like get everybody ripped.
Oh
I'd hire my own private bartender just like to serve everybody free alcohol. That would be expensive, and then that could get sloppy quick.
Oh my gosh. I hope the NAMM police don't listen to this. They'll just be following us around.
Yeah, they'll just be looking at. They'll just kind of get that. There's this one guy. He's a really nice. Honestly, he is a really nice guy. He's an older gentleman, and he's a really nice guy. But man, he will not hesitate to drop the hammer on you at all. He does not give a He does not care.
There was so the year I brought Cardboard Blake, there was an older guy who
older guy with glasses, short, probably about like 5'4".
Yeah, that type. He came up to me. He goes, "So what's with that?" I was just like, I mean, how do you explain to someone that you're just a stupid guitar player and it's a stupid joke that a few people will get, but the people who get it will think it's hilarious?
You have to be self-deprecating probably with him and probably be like, where my approach would probably be like, look, I'm a guitar player and I'm an idiot.
That's kind of what I told him. I said, it's a really stupid inside joke, but it's funny to some people. And he just looked at me and goes, okay, and walked away. I was just like,
you should look at him. It's like, you don't listen to the Tone Mob?
Yeah. Like, do you not know Blake Wyland? He literally talks with Brian Wampler almost
on a regular basis.
I mean,
hello.
He texts Brian Wampler probably about what he's having for dinner.
Yeah.
I could literally have a Wampler pedal broken in front of me that like and still not want to message and be like nervous to message him, be like, hey, pedal's broke, sorry, my bad. I'll fix it. Like
or you're just like look at him just like, I lost the bet.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I lost the bet.
I lost the bet.
Oh gosh. All right, so we're gonna do one last top 5 and then we're gonna sign off. Were you ever?
Right.
Let's see. All right, top 5 childhood movies and how they were ruined by sequels. I didn't come up with this. This is what the listeners came up with.
Oh, that's a
ruin. I say let's include sequels and remakes.
Okay, remakes. Jeez.
Okay, we'll do this in no particular order, and we won't take turns because I have a feeling if I say something, you're gonna like be like, oh yeah, that reminds me of this.
Well, actually, how about we mix our top 5 together? Okay. Because I won't be able to come up with top 5 because you're making me go back in time, which is going to be really difficult.
Do you remember the movie Fern Gully?
It's not a remake.
Okay.
How about can we add prequels too?
Don't say Star Wars.
Oh, damn it.
No, you have to accept it all for what it is. It's a whole thing. You can't just be mad at the prequels.
It is a whole thing, but the prequels don't make any sense.
They make a little.
I'm
using the term little very little.
Darth Vader built C-3PO. Really?
Yeah.
Come on. Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. That's how is that not a great continuing storyline?
And but yet Obi-Wan by the second movie is calling R2 blah 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 blah. R2 help me with this, help me with that, and then like in episode 4, he's like, I don't seem to remember owning any droids because he was just apparently just going through a period of dementia. You're a Jedi for crying out loud. You should be able to remember stuff like that. Come on. Yeah, I know. Come on. That's all right. Fight me. Let's go. Let's do this.
Okay. That's a good point.
I know. I'm not
you're like, I love how you're just like, I know I made a great point.
I know.
Okay. I'll give you Star Wars. All right. Do you remember the movie Fern Gully?
Yes,
the
no.
Cartoon. Robin Williams played Batty, the little cartoon bat. They come and they kill the rainforest. Fern Gully, the last rainforest.
Right. Yeah, they made a second one too, didn't they?
Yeah, they ruined it. It was horrible. It was bad.
So then, since we'll just go that way, The Land Before Time 2, which was probably pointless, and Lion King 2, which was definitely pointless.
Okay. Yep. All right. So that's like 4. I think we got one. We got one more. Let's make it. We got to make it like a what?
Let's like make it not a cartoon.
Yeah. We knocked out cartoons. And The Land Before Time just sucked from the beginning. So.
Gosh, I'm really trying to think. I'm sure I'll think of one like after we hang up.
Childhood
boy.
movies.
Huh?
I'm talking out loud. I'm trying to like maybe if I say childhood movies enough, I'll think of childhood movies.
Childhood movies enough. Well, I'm glad they never made a Goonies 2. Let's put it that way. That was probably good.
Yeah. Okay.
Man.
The Lost Boys. As I did.
I guess we'll have to count it as like going straight to video.
The second movie was straight to video, and it wasn't like
Bloodsport 2 went straight to video, and it was awful. Oh. I never saw it because I was just like, it just ruins it. Just the title, it's like, oh, they made it. Oh no, it just ruins it.
Yeah. Was there a second Teen Wolf?
Oh God, yes, that's perfect.
Yeah.
I never even saw it. That's how I knew it was awful.
Yeah, that was.
What are you doing?
Ryan from 60 Cycle Hum, I think, was watching Teen Wolf, or he posted about watching Teen Wolf. And now I feel like I have to watch Teen Wolf.
No, I'm past all that. I can't bring myself to.
I can't relive that nightmare. Man, I think that's. I don't know if there's any other good childhood movies that got ruined.
Yeah, to me, it would have to be like a childhood movie that I really liked, and if I didn't really watch it or care for it, then
I'm glad they didn't make a Jingle All the Way 2. That was a great movie.
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
You didn't see that? Was Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sinbad. It was a Christmas movie. My mom got really mad. She actually hid it from me because I was watching it in July. She's like,
"Did they make a Kindergarten Cop 2?"
Yes. Okay, that's it. That's the worst. That was the movie that was ruined the worst. Kindergarten Cop 2. Because I think
all I had to do was just be done with Kindergarten Cop.
It had the Russian guy from Rocky.
Dolph Lundgren?
Yes. I think he was. I can't remember which one he was in. He might have. I don't know if there was a third one.
I hate it when they make sequels and they don't, and it's a completely different.
Yeah.
And it's a completely different cast and completely different character, and it's just like, oh, come on, really? Now, like Triple X with Vin Diesel was not even a childhood movie because I was very much an adult, and I was like, then they did one. It's just kind of like it's just trying to capitalize on something, you know?
Okay, here's a childhood movie that I don't think they made a second one, and I'm glad. Cop and a Half with Burt Reynolds.
Oh my God, I totally remember. I never saw it, but I remember how big of a movie that was. Burt Reynolds and that young kid.
Yeah, Devin was the kid's name, or like that was the character name.
I think he did one movie and that was it.
Norman D. Golden II is his name.
Is he? What did he end up doing with his life?
I don't know. Let's see.
You totally recall this up.
Taking selfies. What is? He's an American actor. It says. He did an album. He did a hip hop album.
That's
interesting.
That's not too far, probably from.
Let's see. So he started as a regular on Fox's True Colors, then did Cop and a Half. His last known acting job was a television remake of Moby Dick in 1998.
Wow.
Now he is a rapper who performs as the name Enormous.
All right. Well, good for him. That's awesome. But he never got back into acting, was probably a good idea. I mean, because, Hollywood isn't for everybody.
Because if they do Cop and a Half 2, I'm going to be mad.
Well, not now. They can't really do it now.
Hey, they did Kindergarten Cop 26 years later. Actually, It's been 26 years since Kindergarten.
Actually, Cop and a Half 2, he would actually be the father figure role.
That's it. He could be the new Burt Reynolds, and he could be complaining about how he doesn't like to run because it hurts his knees, and he's wearing the snakeskin boots and everything.
Right.
Let's do it.
Right.
You know what? Summer NAMM, we're remaking...
Smokey and the Bandit 2. Thank you.
Okay.
Now we're done.
All right. On that, thanks for joining us, guys. Leave us a review on iTunes. Check out the Facebook group, facebook.com/group/theeffectsloop. Ryan's actually in there, and every once in a while he might like your post. You can follow us on Instagram, and you can follow Ryan on Instagram, Yellowcake Pedals. That's where you get to see teasers about prototypes that are coming out.
Yeah.
You just have to actually look at it.
Oh, it's algorithms screw everything.
It's all. You know what? I remember when they changed the algorithms, and people were like losing their mind. But one thing, if you want to support the show, you can go to our Patreon, patreon.com/theeffectsloop. It helps us do really cool things like go to Summer NAMM. We were actually able to host the house this year instead of being guests somewhere. So that was really cool.
That's awesome, man.
And then I think that's it. You can check out our YouTube and join us on LinkedIn. I forgot who put that on there, but it's still on there, and I still laugh every time I see it. And also, please go check out Yellowcake Pedals. He makes some really fun pedals. I love the furry and fried. That's two amazing pedals in one.
We really appreciate that, my man. Thank you very much.
And the And the Lightem machine. That's one of those pedals that we were talking about, where you just get to make a lot of fun noise and a lot of fun music and just get lost in it. That's a pedal you get lost in. So go check them out. Website, yellowcakepedals.com. Right?
That's right.
Okay. I don't know why I would. I don't know. I always get nervous that like it's going to be like a different thing with people like, no, that's not it. So thanks for listening, guys. Once again, I'm Diaz.
I'm Ryan.
And you're listening to The Effects Loop. See you guys.
Peace.
The dictionary. Why is negativity always drawn out? Pictionary, visualize love, energize lives together. We undefeated. A plan to make where there's no gloves needed. When we weed into the mindset of achieving and believing.